If you ask most liberal Muslims today what they think about Christianity, they will say they don't hate Christians because Allah told them not to hate anyone. They start quoting verses in the Quran that have been abrogated. In case you don't know what abrogated verses are in the Quran, abrogated verses in the Quran are verses that Muslims believe that although they are still in the Quran, Muslims can't follow anymore because Allah has abrogated or replaced those verses with a better one. But are the claims of these Muslims saying Allah loves Christians true? Let's find out from the Quran itself. Let's start with Surah 551. Take not Christians and Jews as friends and protectors. They are friends to each other, and if any of you take them as friends, he is one of them and unjust to himself. So, what is this verse trying to say? This means that if you take Christians as friends, you are no longer a Muslim. You'll be out of Islam and probably punished by death, as you can see happening in most Islamic countries today. Let's also read Surah chapter 9 verse 29. Fight those who believe not in Allah nor the judgment day, nor forbid what Allah and his messenger order to be forbidden, nor accept the religion of truth, that is Islam, of the people of the book, that is Christians and Jews, until they pay the jizya tax with willing submission and feel themselves humiliated and subdued. As you can see here, it tells Muslims to fight the Christians until they convert to Islam or they pay the jizya tax. So the jizya tax, this is the monthly payment the Christians have to pay to stay alive, and they have to pay this tax with jubilation and submission like dogs. In the next verse, I'm going to show you the amazing love Allah has for Christians. Since the Muslims keep trying to defend Allah by saying he loves Christians. Now let's read Surah chapter 5 verse 14. From those who call themselves Christians, we did take a covenant, but they forgot part of the scriptures that we, Allah, sent to them. Therefore we estranged them with enmity and hatred between the one and the other, until the judgment day. Soon Allah will show them what it is they were doing. Now, as you can see from this verse, it is so clear that Allah has a plan for all Christians. The plan is to foil the Christians with so much hatred and enmity. Allah is saying he will make us hate and fight each other as Christians. The meaning of this is that Allah has been successful for a long time in this war, and many Christians are following the plans of Allah. By following the plan of Allah, I mean following the plans of Satan, because Allah is a real Satan. We see Christians attacking each other churches by saying, my church is better than yours, you are worshiping Christ the wrong way, my denomination is better than yours, etc. But when it comes to Islam, they never open their lips against Islam because they are too scared to say anything concerning Islam. What I'm trying to say is that it is a plan of Satan to prevent us from uniting as Christians. This is why there are so many dispensations. We have the Orthodox, Protestants, Catholics, Pentecostal, etc. It is our plan, and he is saying it in clear words. I will divide you and make you hate each other, so that I will make the church of Jesus Christ a divided kingdom. Remember what Jesus said in Matthew chapter 12 verse 25. And Jesus knew that thought and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. It is a pity seeing Christians speak evilly against each other, but when you ask these priests or ministers about Islam, they do not dare to say one word. They are too scared or ignorant about Islam. It is the plan of Allah, the Antichrist, to divide us. Whoever he helps in that direction is working for Allah. Read this verse again carefully. As for those who call themselves Christians, we did take a pledge, but they forgot a good part of the scripture that we sent to them. Therefore, we, that is Allah, estranged them with animosity and hatred between one another, until the judgment day. And soon, we, Allah, showed them what it is they were doing. As you can see, this is the plan of Allah, aka Satan. We should be believers and followers of Christ, not followers of men. According to Romans chapter 3 verse 23, for all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. Unity with Christ is the way to his kingdom. This is what Islam fears. This is what Allah fears. This is why Allah is trying so hard to cause hatred within Christians. So please don't fall for this trick of Allah. When Jesus comes, he will not ask you for the name of your church, but for the fruit. Without the good fruit, there is hypocrisy. This is why Jesus said in Matthew chapter 7 verse 16, "You shall know them by their fruit. Do men gather grapes or thorns, or fig of thistles?" And in Galatians chapter 5 verse 22 to 23, it says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such things there is no law." So for Muslims, you can therefore see that Allah doesn't love Christians. Although you love Christians, this is not the case for your God Allah. Now you are aware of this, are you still going to keep following a God who only wants to cause hatred between people? I'm sure you certainly don't have to. So this is how we recognize Islam to be false and coming directly from Satan, from their fruit, not only word. What I'm trying to say to all of those who consider themselves Christians, whether Protestants, Catholics, or Orthodox, is do not divide the Church of Christ, for all of us are one in Him. As you can see, Allah is targeting all of us, not a named church. He's not targeting a named church. He's targeting all of us. We make Christ so sad when we are not united. Do not let leaders for their own glory make us and turn us into something far from what Christ wants us to be. If you are dead to the plan of Allah, then you are simply working for Him. And I am pretty sure you don't want to work for a God that causes hatred between people. So before we leave, let's read 1 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 13. "For by one Spirit are we all baptized into one body, whether we be Jews or Gentiles, whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one Spirit."